What's up, mechanics? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to another episode of Tool Tuesday here at Vim Tools headquarters. Today, we're doing another reaction. Sort of.
A much more mild, smaller, shorter reaction.
Yeah, hopefully it's not 40 minutes long this time.
No.
But first we're going to get into questions because it's been a while since we've been able to answer some product questions.
In a normal format.
So we do have some.
And forgive me talking fast. I'm going to rattle through these because I don't want another 40-minute video. So I'm going to zip through them. All right, so someone asked, last year you had the limited edition pocket knife, the first edition for Vim Tools. A lot of you might have that knife. A lot of you might have gotten them at shows. You've seen them. Are you going to have one this year? The answer is yes, and that is the LEPK2, which is live now and available. So we do have them. That is the knife for this year, 2024. It will never be back in stock after they are out of stock. Get them while you can. Extra long double end flex head ratcheting wrenches with locking position heads. So there are a few that you mentioned in those comments because we had a few comments about that specific type of ratchet or wrench set. We do have the DFXL 100, which is a indexing, not locking. It is a flex set indexing ratcheting wrench set. Both sides are the same size because it is fixed on one end, flex set on the other. The purpose of that is that the fixed box end side is meant to be breaking things loose in hopes of avoiding warranty issues because, as you all know, with long double flex head wrenches, warranties are going to be an issue no matter what because you're using them to break things loose.
And there's a lot of leverage.
Correct. Whereas, if at least there's one fixed end on it, you might use it right. You might. But that's what they're there for. So we do have something like that, and we are making a small change to it because we had some skips in the size that people were unhappy with. So this is one of those things where you asked, we delivered. We're switching the set to be DFXL 100A, and then the new version will be DFXL 150 to make two sets that have no skips in them to make one large complete set. So you can buy the small set, the large set if you don't want to break the bank, or if you need all of them, you got all of them in both sets.
And yes, the individuals will be available for purchase if you have the set already and you want to complete it.
Correct. And I'm sure I could do something to get you some foams if you were to need the foam for the new sets because you don't like the old configuration. All right, 1/2-inch chrome socket sets. Do you have them? Do you plan on having them? So no, we do not have them yet. The answer is yes. Eventually, we plan on having that, as well as with a lot of other 1/2-inch things. Now, the reason we are lacking in the 1/2-inch department here is because, like I've said multiple times on this channel, we are a small family-owned business still. So when we bring in, we did quarters, what we used to always do. Then we started doing 3/8. We have a lot of 3/8 now, and little by little, we'll make our way up to having a full line of quarter 3/8 and half in everything, not just ratchets and small things. But the reason we don't is because inventory-wise, we need to still make room, and we're growing, so we're getting there. But yes, the answer is that is the plan. Now, the nail clippers, where the heck are they? The nail clipping pliers, those are an item that, because they are not necessarily a tool, it's just a nail clipper with a plier handle. We are looking in China for those. We are also looking in Taiwan, but the factories that we're working with, either the quality of it is not there, and we don't want to bring out a real piece of junk either, because the ones we had some manufacturing defects, or they're too expensive for what they are. So both of those are no-goes, so we are actively fixing that issue. I don't have a date for you yet, but we're going to come out with them, and they are going to be correct for a decent price. Because I don't want to say,
before anyone says anything about China, they're just nail clippers.
That's exactly.
That's the only reason we would go there.
Why would we make you pay more for something made somewhere else that is it's a nail clipper?
Yeah.
Every nail clipper that you have currently, I guarantee you, is from China. So, someone also said that they love seeing the Vim Retro Script logo in the catalogs and on the displays and things like that. People love retro.
And here.
I agree. Check that bad boy out. I mean, I know some of you might have seen it in our video, but this is the retro logo. And I am pleased to announce that coming soon here, you're going to see a very, very cool designed hat. This is one of one, because it was a sample. But you will be seeing a very cool retro hat that you can get your paws on.
We're going to have a lot more apparel coming up.
Merch, gear. Mainly because I want to wear it myself, and now I have a reason to do it.
Same. I wear Vim merch on the weekends.
This seems like a uniform for work, but it's just.
And my wife now, by the way.
Nuptial.
My wife. It sounds so weird to say.
It does. It takes a minute.
She dislikes it because the green on this hat.
I'm not a huge fan of the green. I'm not a huge. I mean, the green I like. The hats. The hats are a little bit much for me. but he seems to like it.
I was never really like a lime green person.
I like the
Now I'm
accent,
full
but
blown.
that's like in your face lime green. That's like I'm coming, don't come this way. Type green. Anyways, mini pry bars, the ones we talked about last week, will they have a square shank? The reason I brought this up is because yes, they will have a square shank, but that is something that we decided at SEMA. What are you doing, puppy? You itchy? Calm down. So, mini pry bars, will they have a square shank? So, the reason I mentioned this is because, yes, they will be square shanked, but the reason I brought this comment up is because this is one of those items that at SEMA, we had both the round and the square bodies of these pry bars, and we asked the question, do you guys like this length? Do you like this shape? Yada, yada, yada. So, that's another example of where we took your opinions, your feedback, and we implemented it into new products. Something very simple, but it's just, I wanted to show it. Flex head ratchets, are they available on to us truck DBRs? Yes, they are. Warehouses should have them. They can have them on order, and they are available. So put your orders in through your warehouses. Those flex head ratchets are available, and we'll be talking about them later today.
There's no question. Any Vim product that is released is available to trucks. Those are the main people who carry our products, so you'll find all of our products at your warehouses.
And if you see something that is not, ask your rep at that warehouse. I guarantee you within a week they'll have it available because that means it just hasn't been loaded. That's all it is. But they can get them. Someone did mention scanning the old catalogs for some type of international catalog database, but I might not be doing that part, the database part, but scanning the old catalogs, I actually love that idea. I think I'm going to scan all, or not I will, but we'll have all the old catalogs scanned and we'll upload them to the website because I think that'll be something cool for not only us to have forever, because if that paper rips, we're screwed, but I think it'll be something cool that people can look through on their own time so they can see the whole catalog array. Let us know what you think about that. And this was a funny one. How about Vim takes on some magnetic pry bar holders? And that question came about because I had mentioned last week that we don't make pry bars. Mayhew makes great pry bars. There's not a real need for new pry bars in the market. Mayhew's got them. Go to Mayhew. And then someone mentioned that. Okay, how about the pry bar holder? That was like 8 years old now. Because we do have exactly that. It's a magnetic rail with a lip on it, with a spacer to make space for the handle that'll hold up to a 58-inch pry bar.
And the part number is pry bar holder.
Couldn't make it easier. What is the pup's name? This bad boy right here sitting in his poop bed. His name is Nobu, and he's a mini dachshund.
He calls it a poop bed.
It looks like a turd.
He thinks it looks like poop.
Tell me it doesn't look like a turd. It looks like a ribbed
like
turd.
the emoji.
It does. That's what it looks like. To me, the most important question: which Brady, Tampa or New England? The obvious answer is Tampa. New England had 6 of them. It became insignificant to a certain aspect.
Yeah.
Right? They got bored of it.
Yeah.
It was specialer to us.
He came to Tampa and brought us a Super Bowl first year.
What part of life does somebody enjoy? Working
I think that's definitely.
or retirement?
I think that's definitely.
Come on.
That's definitely a peak to a career. It's taking a team that was struggling after you've already won all the Super Bowls with New England and people wondering, is it him or Belichick? And then just going to Tampa, winning a Super Bowl.
They're going to be so mad. There are going to be so many people upset about this. I love it.
I mean, it's
Obviously, not to take away from what he did in New England, that was a dynasty of a team. Congratulations, New England. You had him. But he ended with us, all right? He got divorced. He got married again, all right? We ended up happy.
So anyways, we have a framed Brady jersey behind the camera here. Yeah. That's why we came up with that, because we were looking at it.
Anywho, okay. And that is it for questions. That took a little long, but we got through them pretty well. I think I answered all the questions that we had. So, on to the show.
CP, the tool addict, posted a video talking about our ratchets, the ratchet handles, because we just came out with our flex head ratchets. He wasn't a fan.
Safe to say he didn't like them.
he did
not like them.
Which is no problem. But it gives us a chance to talk about our ratchet handles, the ratchet line that we have, and kind of what we have upcoming. But we want to play a portion of the video where he talks about our ratchets for you, and then we will respond.
With them. Yep.
It's a minute long, so just bear with us.
The ugliest ratchet on the planet. Making something look slightly different, but using these god-awful screwdriver handles. And not only that, basically, if you overlay these on the Pittsburgh nut drivers, I mean, is that not the same handle from 1980s? You know, I don't know why they chose this style of handle, and I'm not trying to pick on Vin. It's not there's no grudge with me against Vim. I'm just being honest. I think they deserve the honesty, and I hope they appreciate the honesty. The upside of it is that they can look at doing something different moving forward, and I think there's a lot of people that should have that same opinion. Don't be afraid to tell somebody how something is, because if we all go around saying something nice all the time, we're never going to get anywhere. In order to improve, we have to be able to give constructive criticism and give something in a manner that's understandable so people can understand.
Before we respond to that, we don't feel any certain type of way about the video that he created. So don't go into the comments trying to bash anybody or come to our defense.
Do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, because we don't need that. And
this is just an opportunity for us to talk about the Ratchets. Really.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And to one point, he's absolutely right. Sharing your criticism helps us.
Constructive criticism.
And it is one of the reasons that we're on this platform and trying to discuss with everyone that watches us is because we can hear your opinions. And so, that helps. And so we want to know, what do you think about these ratchet handles?
And we generally get a lot of positive feedback and very little negative feedback. Now, that is somewhat a testament to our product line. Also, we're a newer company, so the bigger you get, the more negative you're going to get just by nature. But that being said, it is always good to use some of that criticism, as long as it's constructive criticism, and build upon it. Because in the past, it has been a reason that we've made changes to sets, things like that. It hasn't been a public thing. Normally, it's at shows that we get this criticism from the dealers who are selling the product on the streets. As we grow, we'll see more of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're a business-to-business company, so the only feedback we've ever received was at expos where we go talk to dealers and people who are retailing the product.
And they are not scared to tell you what they think. Trust me.
No, they're not. But it also helps to hear directly from the people who are using it. And that's not to say that the dealers aren't using it themselves, but the technicians that are in the shops using this stuff, if they happen to find their way to our video and can share their opinion on something, that's also helpful. So he said he's not sure why we chose this ratchet handle. This ratchet is rated for 200% of ANSI torque spec.
That includes the handle.
That includes the handle. This is a dual composite handle. The Pittsburgh one there, I think it's just 100% rubber, right?
That one's probably 100% rubber. I mean, if you hold them both in your hands, you will 1,000% tell the difference between the two of them.
I will say that in this picture, when you overlay it, that does look very similar. When you hold the two together, they are not. The way they feel is completely different. I'm not sure, CP, if you've ever held one. And that's the other thing. We've only ever received good feedback on the handles. So we want to know, what do you guys think about it? But it's a heavy-duty ratchet. This half-inch ratchet is rated for over 700 foot-pounds.
It's a big ratchet to begin with. It's a big boy.
Which means you're putting a lot of force on this handle. We wanted to provide a big, comfy handle that you can grab onto so you can pull that force and use this ratchet for what it was intended for. It's a heavy-duty ratchet with a heavy-duty handle.
But opinion-wise, it's not a slim handle by any means. But it is not that much larger, especially in person. Like it's really not that much bigger than what a normal handle on this ratchet would have been. And I get space is everything when working in tight applications, but for that application, this might not be the ratchet. That being said, but a announcement we wanted to take this opportunity to make was that slim handle-wise, with no comfort grip, an actual sleek metal slim handle, is being saved. And we are saving that handle for our USA-made ratchet line.
Bam! That's right.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Yes. So, this isn't that. We're still expanding into ratchets. We're expanding into everything. And so this was like the first line that we did was heavy-duty ratchets. But that's actually almost not true, because we have so many other types of ratchets. So look, here's another 3/8 and quarter ratchet. These are both sides are locking flex head. That's a very slim ratchet. We have things like the DD2 and the DD3, which are micro ratchets. Basically, this one's a 3/8, this one's a quarter. We have this one coming out, which is a 3/8 flex head locking ratchet. Very tiny micro ratchet, nano.
We basically have everything in the book except for a basic slim handle ratchet. And the reason we need to have that is because we are unconventional in that sense. We bring out things that other people don't necessarily have before we bring out the regular stuff. That's just what we do.
Yes. Here's another one, which is a 1/2-inch ratchet, and this one is extendable.
Might have seen a video on that recently. That is the TRK 100 setup right there, minus the breaker bar. But
This one's flex head.
90 tooth flex head ratchet extends up to, what is that, 28 inches?
Yes. So the heavy duty ratchets are not the only ratchet line that we have. It's just we made a heavy duty ratchet to take lots of torque, and we wanted to put a nice comfy handle that you can have a good grip on while you're putting that much torque on whatever you're using it on.
The craze behind the slim handles is really because everyone's, Snap-on did it, everyone's doing it. They have the really slim handles. Even the comfort grips are super slim, and I get slim is better in a certain sense, but that is what's popular now. But we do sell a lot of these ratchets. People do like them.
Yeah, they're 90-tooth ratchets. The 1/4-inch, and I'm gonna reference someone else here. Project Farm, who's also on YouTube, very popular. I'm sure everybody here watches him. He tested a whole bunch of ratchets, a lot of professional brands. He did Snap-on, Proto.
He went from the bottom of the barrel to the top.
He tested all of them, and I think he did like a torque test, and the number one came out at like 95 foot-pounds, I think. I'll put the graph up here. He's never tested one of our ratchets. This one will do 110.
I did mention it to him though once because people told me, so I reached out.
Yeah,
and he
people
said
have always
he'll
asked
consider it.
They've asked us, oh, you should get your products on Project Farm. And he doesn't just
You can't
take
send
products.
it to
He can't
him.
just send
He
us
has to
stuff.
buy it, choose it, the whole shebang.
He has to think that his viewers want to see it, and then he'll do it himself, which is very admirable. So here's our 3/8. This one is rated for 350 foot-pounds. And, so for a 3/8 ratchet, that's very good. And this is 14 inches long, 14 inches long. So you have a heavy-duty ratchet with a nice, comfy handle. So
And if you see in his hand, like it's not a crazy large handle. And to begin with, generally, American mechanics tend to have larger hands than that of other nations' mechanics. And that's not me being, a guy. But that is another reason that we thought of the idea for the larger handles. Because as you can see, we have a super tiny handle on the 1/4-inch, and we could have done that all the way through, but we didn't. So it was an active choice to make it a comfier, little bit thicker handle on the big boys.
Yeah, the handle on the 1/4-inch really isn't that big.
It's not big at all.
I'm telling you, feel it in your hands and
Make your own decision.
Yeah, you
Again,
might have a different
your
opinion.
money, buy it, don't. It's okay.
But yes, constructive criticism is a good thing, and we like to see more of it because it helps us. And we like to respond to things here on YouTube because we have a platform to do so.
Correct. But really, other than that, we just wanted to talk about our ratchets. We have the flex heads. We have the standard fixed ratchets. We have the super micro ratchets that Michael showed, the DD2 and the DD3. We have the double flex head, 1/4 and 3/8. These are removable square drives, by the way, which turn into a 1/4-inch bit driver and a 10 millimeter ratcheting wrench.
We have a lot more than is just sitting here.
HGR 1046. We have the world's smallest ratchet and bit driver. We have these two new, well, this one. This is a 3/8. We're also going to have a 1/4 of the same body that is this size. So we've got plenty of ratchets. We just don't have normal ratchets, which are coming, but like I said, is saved for the USA-made ratchet line that we are in development with. Now, before you ask, I don't have a time frame for you. I don't have an ETA. I don't want to. This isn't going to be a rush project. It's going to be a very
Something we take our time on.
It's going to be drawn out a little bit, but it's going to be drawn out because we want to get it right.
We want to be thorough. And so, yeah, that's something to look forward to. We're going to have a line of slim handle, American-made ratchets, and that's very exciting. They're not going to be as strong as the heavy-duty ratchets.
Because they're not going to. But they're also not going to be that long. So
yeah, they're also not going to be that long. So that's that. And so you guys let us know what you think of the heavy-duty ratchets, what you think of the handles. Do you have one? How does it?
That's another thing.
You're using it.
I find it difficult to have an opinion on something if I've never used something, and that's not just with tools. That's with everything. But again, let us know what you think.
Yeah. So until next time, if you have a question, leave it down in the comments below. Follow us on YouTube if you're not already. Follow us on Instagram, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace.